Have you ever wondered what it'd be like to have 40 acres all to yourself? Well, today we're gonna find out together. Welcome to Dilly Daddy. So Dilly Dally Camp is an Airbnb listing of 40 private acres located in Yucca, Arizona. So Yucca, it's kind of, this spot particularly is a little bit closer in my mind to Wickiup, which is about 3 hours from Phoenix. It is a gorgeous area that I discovered last year, and I did this awesome glamping experience, which is actually just right down the road. I will link that video here because I highly recommend that experience. But I've been itching to get back here and explore more areas. Originally, I was just gonna BLM it, and then I found this little spot, and it's full of quirky things, and it has this awesome mound, so you're elevated and can see the mountains. And I thought, you know what? Let's do this. This is probably my last tent camping expedition for a long time. I'll fill you in later. Good things. So I'm feeling a little nostalgic and I wanted it to be a little bit special. So let's take a little bit of a tour around Dilly Dally Camp, but first, I need a cocktail. I was going to make a warm cocktail, but it's actually much warmer out here than I thought. So I was here last year and I was freezing by this time, but it's actually very nice. So we are gonna, instead of making a hot chai rum chata, we are just gonna make it cold. So this is just almond milk. It's icy. I know it looks really weird with it out. Tried out a new fridge, like a car fridge for my like for an RV, and it's cold. Oops. Shake carton. Missed that step. You can tell I'm not a bartender, but this is just the Hazo Skinny chai. Woo! It's just equal parts. Then rum chata, which is just rum with like, oh my gosh, it gets very sticky. Hold please.
1 hour later.
I almost thought we weren't gonna have rum chata there. Then I'm really bad at eyeballing, so this is probably also why it sticks. You know, definitely why it sticks. Take a little cinnamon stick. There you go. A chai rum chata. You can make this hot or cold to suit whatever your weather is. All right, let's get back to the tour. That's so good. You can actually camp all over the property, but I chose to stay up on the mound for the views and just to be close to the fire pit and table and all of that. I actually think I might move my car a little bit to block the wind from the tent because it is pretty windy up here. But typically you can rent this place for 4 campers. I am assuming, because there's so much space, you could ask them and pay extra to have multiple people here. Because as you can see, you truly have 40 acres to yourself, although probably only the mound and really the driveway in is where you would want to camp. Let's continue on with this tour, but I need my cocktail because I didn't grab it. One thing I personally love is all the kitschy little art that's around. We've got a rabbit and a coyote. All of the trees have some sort of painted rock or light around them, and I just love those kitschy little vibes. If I had a desert property, this is 1000% my kind of vibe. Welcome to the loo with the view. But seriously, come here. The cutest thing is in here. Come here. It's an outhouse for the teepee. So cool. Look at that. So I actually have a very distinctive style that I love and wish I could decorate my house, but I live in a cookie cutter house, not a Southwestern style house. Believe it or not, those are really hard to find in Arizona. But if I had a Southwestern house, I would totally have chairs like this, painted the different colors. I'd have indoor ones, I'd have outdoor ones. I would just have all the colors. So like this property is just giving me the vibes of what I would do to like my backyard and my fiesta spaces, my party spaces. The color and the quirky artwork and just, hi bud. He licked my toe. So I love this style. It's one of the reasons I fell in love with the Southwest, is just its vibrancy. So I'm going to be drinking my coffee here tomorrow morning and I cannot wait. Ready to see the creepiest thing that has totally creeped me out multiple times, caught me off guard multiple times, and it will probably continue to catch me off guard multiple times. You ready? Well, hi there. This isn't creepy at all. Not at all. Bat, bird, pointy head thing. Kitschy, but also creepy when you're on 40 acres alone. Yeah. Flats. Okay. You're just gonna be in that. This is like the world's hardest shot, so sorry y'all. The perils of filming alone. All right, dinner is about to go down. The one thing I don't like about camping in like the winter months is how dark it gets. Just so quick, so quick. Well, there we go. Man, challenge of all challenges, opening things. All right, so I just fried up some ground beef. I've got some green chili and lime. Wow, I'm just a mess, guys. Green chili and lime refried beans. Normally I would kind of mix this together in a bowl. I didn't bring enough bowls. It is what it is. And I've got some cheese. And you have to pay the cheese tax in my house. And then we've got some onions. And some tomatoes. I need another spoon. And then some ground beef. Wow, these are. And he's licking my phone. I needed to get slightly bigger tortillas. I wanted like small guys, but not for you. But I think I might have gone too small. I might have gone too small, guys. Switch to my cell phone because it's a little bit easier for this, but look. Hardest spot ever to film in, y'all, because the shadows, but man! I was gonna make guacamole, but I am losing sun super fast. And I kind of want to take a walk in the sunset, so don't have that long. And I am going to be making tacos tomorrow morning. I like to, when I camp, like bring the same kinds of foods for breakfast and dinner, so you don't take as much up of the cooler. So, little mini tacos. Oh my god, those are so good. So good. This one's for Beanie because it doesn't have onion. Beam! It just has meat and a little bit of cheese. Good boy. Oh my gosh, so good. What would I rate this? We're gonna start rating food, bub. I want to get better at like camp cooking. I'm so boring when I camp cook or cook camping. I'm gonna rate this a 9.5. Seriously, so good. The guac would take it up. 9.5. So good. Have a goal to one day that this channel is large enough and I am making some sort of income from this to upgrade camera equipment and to be able to capture this, like learn how to capture this stuff so much better than my phone and my GoPro does. You know, fun fact, I didn't know where the phrase Purple Mountain Majesty came from until I visited Arizona and I saw Purple Mountain Majesties, and I get so teary because I love my country, and it's just so beautiful, and I feel so blessed, and I wish I could capture it even better for you, but I'm glad you're here with me, and I'm so thankful for those of you who are here with me, and then I can share my beautiful home state with y'all, because Arizona, she is a stunner. The desert is my soul. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, my love. Good morning. Oh, good morning. Good morning. Yeah, we're lucky, aren't we? Yeah. Get to wake up in places like this, huh? Is this your way of saying thank you? Full body hugs in the morning. Yeah. Yeah. Appetizing. I was going to make like actual tacos, but cheese tacks. But I decided to just do a little scramble doodad today. I'm not as hungry as I thought I would be. So just did a little chorizo scramble. The fridge I'm testing did go off overnight. I'm not sure what happened because the jackery was still on. I put it in my car because we had rain in the forecast. So like I didn't have it near me to test, like to check in the middle of the night. So yeah, the jackery was still on, but the fridge was off. It was only up to 37, but it runs best for like fridge at 25. So that's a pretty big variable. Everything felt cold. So we're eating it. I'm gonna throw it away after this just in case. But I had Fiends' raw food with me, and he uses like a Primal Pets like patty, and it was still ice cold even before I turned the fridge back on. So I think it was okay. I think the insulation, and it got down to like 42 last night. So I think it's okay. But I'm gonna definitely take it home and test it on the jackery overnight. Maybe it was like a jackery surge issue. It does have a house battery. I didn't know that it charges quicker outside because when you charge the cooler, like when the cooler's on and plugged in, it charges the battery, but it was plugged in for 24 hours and I had one line. So I need to take the battery out, charge it, and I think I'll leave it on battery overnight and see what happens. And so then next weekend when I travel, we'll test it again, and I'll just have it on battery overnight when I can't like keep an eye on it. When it's in the teardrop, it will be, that's my sneaky announcement, I guess. Wow, I'm bad at this. Really bad. We'll talk about that later. But when it's in the teardrop, it will have house batteries. So I'm not super worried about it, but I don't know where I was going with this. Y'all, sometimes talking to a camera when you're by yourself is the weirdest thing ever. And I also forget what I was going to say. So I love you all for hanging out while I figure this out. I love bringing you along. Okay. Okay, fries chorizo. Before we head out, I do owe you an explanation of why I said this was going to be most likely my last tent camping trip for the foreseeable future. So at the beginning of the year, I hinted that I had put a deposit down on a custom teardrop camper. I was having a bit of an existential crisis in June when I went to Colorado because all of a sudden this dream life that I've had in my head of hashtag van life was coming true in a way, and that's really scary. Those are big changes. I'll link that episode as well if you want to, see me have my existential crisis at the end of the video. Not saying you do. But I put my deposit down in April, and it's a year lead time, but I was able to snag a December spot when somebody else pulled back. And my camper will be done at the end of December, and I have two amazing humans as friends who happen to be in Wisconsin, which is where my camper is being built, for the holidays and have offered to drive it home for me. So I will be starting January 1st with my camper, and I have some things to do to it to get it really ready and until I'm on the road for a longer bit of time. But it's here, and so I was feeling very nostalgic and just very much like I wanted to close out my camping chapter with some special memories. So this weekend I did my last tent camp, and next weekend I'm going to do my last car camp. I do have a couple more trips planned this year, but they're hotels because we're heading into winter and I'm going into some cold places. So this is our last tent camping. I can't see me getting into backpacking, and that's really the only reason why I would tent camp again. Maybe if I go with friends or something, but for solo, this was it. And tent camping is not my favorite. I'll be honest, solo tent camping is definitely not my favorite. I'm a little more on edge than when I'm cart camping or when I have friends around. But I actually slept really, really good last night. We had an epic moment where coyotes were surrounding us and howling, and it was just beautiful. So I feel like that was like an extra special thing. If you don't know, coyotes are like my spirit animal. So anytime they're around, I just feel good. And that is recognizing that coyotes in Arizona are very different than coyotes in other states that cause lots of problems. Here they do cause some problems, but we have a lot more wide open spaces, so they're not, you know, as much of a nuisance as they are in other cities. Anywho, this is it, and this is a perfect one. I feel refreshed and honestly a little teary-eyed that this was the last time I'm going to use that little hooligan tent, but I'm so excited for this next chapter. There's a lot of challenges coming at me with learning how to teardrop camp and you know, towing and all the different things, battery systems and all of that has been super fun to learn. But I had to learn everything with tent camping too, and I would be what I would call an expert now. I am, I guess. Like I've done it a lot, and I'm excited to learn new skills and expand my adventure repertoire with the teardrop and see where Fiends and I go. So that was it. So we are gonna head home. This place is just magic, man. Yucca. Highly recommend if you are in Arizona. Do not skip out on this area. It is absolutely stunning. And this was the perfect last tent camp spot. Yeah.